Got to get room tone, you know?
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, Zach Mama.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Where are you
dude.
from again? France?
Yeah.
That's
you
a real
tell?
place? The Rubber City Comedy Fest? Is that
Yeah.
in Paris?
No, it's in Dayton. Akron,
Oh.
Ohio.
Oh.
Akron.
Hell yeah.
Akron, Ohio.
Yeah.
Great place.
The
been there?
sister city of Paris,
They
France.
have an ice cream shop there. Yeah.
They've got yeah, okay. I want to. So yesterday we all did a show together, and
You were there? You were there?
Yeah, man,
He was on the show.
Great job, man. That was fun.
this guy. But you were doing that bit about the N-word in movies,
Yeah.
and I was like, I've heard that bit before, like. But I don't watch a lot of like stand up on just clips and stuff, just 'cause I don't know. I feel like it's better with context and a longer whatever.
Sure.
But
He's a purist.
I was talking, yeah, for sure, huge artist. And I was talking with Steve, and I was like, I've heard this bit before.
Yeah.
Who? And then
You thought that
he
was
he
was a
stole
thief.
it. I thought he stole it. Yep. And then you got to that in your set, but we
Yeah.
looked it up, and I was like, oh fuck, it's I've heard your the bit just throughout social media, the first like 4 seconds of it,
Yeah.
and I was like, fuck, that's that guy.
Yeah.
So what brings you here then?
To this basement?
How did this? Oh, yes, and the bigger picture.
That was a weird preface. Like, that
Fair.
has nothing to do with the question.
The question? Yeah.
I guess,
He
but
does
it was
that.
just we all do that, man. We're comedians.
That's true.
But I thought it was a funny icebreaker, or a mentionable icebreaker to show
Yeah.
how I'm familiar with you,
That's
and
really
the only
cool.
way I'm familiar with you. And then I'm curious how it all lined up to that night.
I'm
where now
curious
you're
why you
here in
didn't
our
follow
basement.
me when you saw that bit. What?
Because I said I don't watch stand-up clips. I just heard the first 4 seconds of it.
You were
and I'm
like, fuck that.
no, I do that with everybody. We're supposed to make you feel bad on this. What's going on?
Yeah,
It's
this is
not
a
working, man.
real
We're supposed
turnaround.
to be
This is a role reversal.
Are you mean on the pod?
Sometimes.
super mean all the time.
Really?
Max?
No.
No.
Now ask him what he thought about Akron.
Oh, yeah. What
'Cause
do you think of
that had to
Akron,
do with-
Ohio?
Akron? You asked him?
What do you think of it? How was the Rubber City Comedy
Oh,
Fest?
there's a ice cream shop there. It's nice.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do they have those in France?
Yeah.
Or is it
Way.
like
That reminded
gelato?
me of home. I was like,
Oh,
what?
unreal, dude. That's sick.
It was great. The community there was awesome too.
Yeah.
They have a comedy club called the Funny Stop, and the owner had been there for 34 years or something, and he was going to retire the year after. He's super supportive of the locals, and he died right before
Whoa.
retiring. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. So
Maybe
when
it's
was
just
when was
sad.
this festival again?
That was 2 years ago, 3 years
damn.
ago.
Okay.
But it's a really sad story because it was awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
He would
sad.
heckle you during your set with the mic he had.
Oh,
That's the
at
best.
yeah, it was so great.
I feel like comedy in the Midwest is like that's comedy's strongest market almost for audiences, like Ohio and like the Illinois and like Minnesota and those kind of states.
Is
Have you
that
experienced
good here?
that? I just feel like we don't have as many comedy fans here, or like the system isn't as built out here yet.
Right.
Like this, Idaho feels a little bit like the Wild West of the comedy scene, to be honest. There's just not a ton of establishments.
Okay. I don't know because Akron, there's not really many. There was not many clubs. There's that one spot.
Yeah.
It was awesome though. But I know Cincinnati and Columbus and all the places have really good clubs. I went to Dayton, Ohio too,
Hell yeah.
and it's not much, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've gotten this question a billion times since you've been here, but I'm curious. Not here, this basement, here,
Right.
America. How's comedy different in France versus here?
It's in a different language, and
This fucking guy.
yeah.
That's fair. I guess. What did I expect?
to me, it's just like I've done it in 35 states and like 8 or 9 countries. It's just if you can make people comfortable with who you are, doesn't matter if they know or don't know comedy, they'll like you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
You know, yeah. It's just sometimes people are down to laugh at anything. You know, when sometimes you get on stage, you say hey, and everybody's cracking up.
Sure.
And another night you just say the same thing and everybody's like not even paying attention. So it just depends on the night. You know, I don't have my own fans yet coming to the shows. So you always have to win people over for them to listen to you. If it's a 5-minute spot at a open mic, it's different than like a 15-minute spot opening for someone they came to see.
Sure.
But it's different in a way that when I do it in French, for example, French people don't believe what you say. Right? So you gotta kind of convince them, because if it's a cheap joke, they're not into it. They're like, I'm too good to laugh at this.
Like they're like a highbrow crowd
It's
sort of thing.
It's more like, okay. Because I don't know, I feel like it's a smaller country.
What does that mean?
It's no. I feel like it's
yes.
because it's a smaller country and there's been so many wars that people don't trust each other now. Whereas here, everybody's American in America, whatever. It's a big country, so you have to believe everybody because you don't have that much time. You're like, yeah, okay.
That's
like, yeah. Anytime I say something to an American, they go like, really? Because here the assumption is that you're telling the truth. In France, they go like, no way.
So I have so many pyramid schemes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We do have a lot of MLMs.
We fall for that shit.
Yeah, we do.
Do you have like a Paris phone number? And then when you come here, do you get American like
No, I have an
spam
American
texts and
phone
stuff?
number.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do get them a lot, or like those spam texts and stuff. Like, we're hiring for way too much
Yeah, I
money
got one
for
this morning.
Nice.
Oh, I got one of those too
Those are
recently.
fun.
I haven't had one of
I hope
those.
they call me back.
I haven't had one of those in a while though, where they're
It's just
like,
nice to feel wanted for
they're
a
like,
little bit.
you can make $500 a day by working 40 minutes, and they don't tell you like how you're gonna make that money or anything. And they're like, just send all of your social security information to this email, and we'll get you paid.
Oh,
No, and people fall for those.
Yeah, I know.
Actually,
am
my dad
in a lot
fell
of debt.
My dad fell for one once.
Dude, I was listening to NPR the other day, and they said that through this report came out in 2024 that Idahoans, just people in Idaho, lost $64 million to scams.
Yeah, that's why they exist.
Like, that's so
Something's
much.
working.
That's so much money, dude. And there's only like 1 million people that live in Idaho. Like,
Yeah, my dad fell for the one that goes, we couldn't deliver your package, but enter your
That's a tough
infos.
one.
And he immediately did it. He was like, oh, my package. And then my sister, I think, went like, what package were you waiting for? He's like,
Oh,
I don't even know.
my dad always falls for those
That's how
because
they
he
get
like
you.
gets blacked out and orders stuff on Amazon.
Yeah.
And so he like could have a package coming.
That's the most masculine glass of water I've ever held. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
a fifth of water.
This is an hetero awesome.
Hey now.
Blast.
Hey
Yeah,
now.
that's not
Hey,
us.
hey.
How long is it?
That thing.
I saw the hetero awesome fest.
That's
Is
a
happening
new
this week?
thing.
What?
It's some
Yeah.
guy. It's some guy that basically was like, Pride is
Gay?
gay, and like I want to
Yeah.
celebrate
Yeah.
straighthood and have a place where my kids don't have to see gay. That was his whole thing. His whole thing was like kids should be able. But then they have the events at like bars where like straight guys get free beers, and I'm like, that's just. You're gonna lose a lot of money.
Straight guys get free beers at
Yeah,
that
like
events?
this one bar.
I remember me and my friend were
like, how do you prove that?
we were talking about trying to see like how fruity we could act, but like still get free drinks if that was a thing. We never ended up going or following
Yeah.
through, but just maybe like going to the bathroom and taking off a layer of clothing or something, or just changing my inflection just throughout the night, just to.
Just throwing the hand out every now and
How long has
again.
it
Yeah,
been
but then
going
every
on?
once in a while I'll pull out a gun and they're like, "Wait a minute,
How long has it been going on? Like, is it new?
It's
I
pretty
think
new.
a few months. I think
wanna
it's
say-
been in talks. No, they were talking about it like a year or two ago. I think this is the year that
They actually
followed through.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe they did it last year and like this is the second year that they're doing it, but it's like one weekend in the middle of Pride that they do it, and it's in Eagle. because Eagle is where all the rich Republicans live.
Oh, okay. That's a section of town called Eagle.
Yeah, it's like it's another like little town off like just off the outskirts. Like, and it's just got like big, huge mansions everywhere. And
Okay.
So Catch Sampson and I doing a tight 5 to open up the Hetero Fest. Doing all of our classics, all of our hits. You want to do a guest spot?
I'm looking for 10 straight men to go with me and make out there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, really rub it in those gays'
Show them
faces.
how awesome it is to
That's
be a
gonna be our whole
heterosexual.
set.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay,
Yeah, that's
so
a weird space.
Mm-hmm. Because
Yeah.
like, isn't it pretty much always straight awesome fest? Aside
exactly.
from this month.
yeah, it's like saying like, I mean, it's the same as if some guy during like, February was like, we're gonna have a fucking whites are cool weekend.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
it's
it feels like
you don't need to do that.
it feels like the kid who got jealous that it's another kid's birthday. And so he's like, I want to
Sure, yeah.
I want to have my own with monster trucks and
or even like the
guns
guy who
and
finished
hookers.
first, who's like just doesn't want the third and second to have a medal. It's like, no, I finished first. Fuck them.
Oh, I thought you were talking like an orgy or something.
No.
The guy who finished first.
No.
Fuck you guys. I'm
That's
gonna jerk off over here with my other buddies or
I
whatever.
like that analogy though.
Yeah,
The
it's
first
pronounced
place, like you
analogy.
can't have a silver or bronze medal. I get those too.
yeah. Give me all the medals.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, but I'm curious. I wanted to go, but it's not this
How
weekend.
curious.
It's like next week.
To
I'm
explore.
straight curious. Super awesome, straight curious.
So you're headlining 3 nights this week?
No, I'm headlining one night, and I'm there featuring for John Caparulo the next 2 nights.
Oh, okay, word.
Yeah,
Word.
so I'm headlining Thursday, and then featuring Friday, Saturday, which is weird because less people are gonna come Thursday. But if I was like featuring headlining, you're like, hey, come back to see me if you like this. But here's like, hey, don't come tomorrow if you didn't like me.
Fair. It will be the same.
These are your warning.
Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't like those 45 minutes, tomorrow I'm doing 15.
I'm doing 15
Yeah.
of those 45.
Yeah.
The ones you didn't laugh at the most.
Hey, you guys who didn't come tonight, come back tomorrow. But yeah. Last time I came, I had a co-headline with another French guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And,
So there are others.
Yeah, there's another one. Actually, that's how we met because everybody was telling him, do you know Zach? Because he's French too. And one day we ran into each other in Paris and he was like, bro, everybody's been telling me about you. And I was like, yeah, crazy because everybody's been telling me about you too. And then we wanted to do some shows together and he had already been to the lounge.
Mhm.
So we got a show there and
Oh, that's cool.
that was in December. That was really fun.
Oh, you did that in December.
Yeah.
Shit.
So do you live in them or are you just visiting here?
Traveling. So after the pandemic, I wanted to couch surf to all 50 states
Okay.
because I didn't know how comedy was post-pandemic anywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see which was the best state, basically. And I don't want to like commit. So the first time I signed up a lease
mhm.
to myself for a whole year, it was right before the pandemic.
Ugh.
So I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to sign a lease as soon as it's over.
Uh-huh.
So I would just couch surf for a couple months. And I thought I'll do that everywhere.
And that was so when did you move to the US, I guess?
13 years ago.
Okay, so you've been here for
Yeah. So I was in Philadelphia, New York, New Orleans, and then Honolulu during the pandemic.
Oh, you got stuck in Hawaii during the pandemic?
Yeah. I
Right on.
had to teach French to make money.
Mhm.
And I found students in Hawaii that were like, hey, man, if you want to live with us, you can have a room.
Oh, that's cool.
And in exchange, you teach us for free.
Yeah.
So we did that, and I taught classes online. And then I hit up a few of my students around the States, and I was like, I need a couch because I'm coming to do shows, and I'd love to stay with you guys. And they were like, yeah, cool, no problem. So I went to like 5 or 6 different states doing that. And then after pandemic was over for sure, I was like, I'll just do that in every state.
Yeah.
So I've been at 35 doing that in 3 years.
Just surfing on couches. And,
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I stayed with like 150 people so far.
Do you only stay on couches or will you get a hotel every now and again?
I got a hotel last weekend because I
Yeah.
was featuring for Gina Brion. She's coming from New York, and I asked her to get me a hotel because I was like, I'm so tired of couches.
Yeah.
Are you just kind of like road trip, like a rental car, or
No, never. I don't drive. So I take the train. I take the worst buses. I'm the one guy who
Nice,
takes
dude.
the subway
You're on like
in
the
LA.
Greyhounds.
Good on
Yeah,
you.
I'm on the Greyhounds.
Respect.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, took the metro in LA for 10 days because I was staying in Long Beach, and you had to take the metro all the way to Hollywood. It took like an hour and a half
Oh
each
yeah,
way.
that's brutal.
And even when you don't make eye contact with people, they still fuck with you.
Yeah.
They're like,
Trains are rough.
why are you not looking at me? I'm like, come on, man. I'm just doing exactly what I'm supposed to do.
I was just in LA like 2 weeks ago, and I was staying with a friend in Hollywood, and I was like, let's just take the train down to Long Beach. He's like, we're not taking the train fucking anywhere, dude. You don't ride the metro in LA. And I'm
You
like,
do.
what?
You do. You're a coward, bro. I did it 10 days.
Dude, I should have done it. I wanted to. I'm a big metro guy.
Yeah,
I
tell
rode
your
the
friend-
Mexico City metro.
Yeah.
Like, that one's
No, that's
supposedly really sketchy, but
it's modeled after the LA one.
yeah. But no, we took like those. He like works for a music festival company, and they pay for free Ubers for him.
Oh, that's cool.
So we just
But
took
see how
free
expensive
Ubers.
it is there?
Oh man, I never even saw a price of one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great because I'm sure it would have been like anytime I go to a. I always think they're expensive here, and then I go to a real city, and I'm like, holy shit, I got to pay $150 just to go from the airport to my hotel that's like a mile away. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's the thing that I don't like about the States. It's not easy to go anywhere
Yeah,
without a car.
that's my biggest problem with specifically the Western U.S.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
out east, it's a little bit easier, like through because like if you're in like the
Honestly-
big cities like Chicago, New York, like there's trains and stuff. But
yeah, but even in Chicago, it was kind of like hard where I was staying. 'Cause,
Really?
Yeah, I was staying like outside, So just to go to the train, you have to Uber. But then if you Uber for $10 more, you can't get to your destination. So you're like, okay, well, I won't take the train because it saves me 30 minutes.
Mhm.
But then each day you end up spending $50 on Ubers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the thing I love about Europe is the metro and train system
It's
is
so
so
good.
good. Like there's
Yeah.
a train station, like a metro stop at almost each block. You never walk more than 5 minutes to the next train station.
Well, and even if you have to walk, it's actually walkable.
Yeah.
Like there's
The
pathways,
food.
there's pedestrian pathways, and like it's a nice view. You're not just walking along like a 4-lane highway with no
yeah.
shoulder.
Yeah. But I like it here because it's small.
Yeah.
And everybody seems cool. I know it's my first night, but it was my first night yesterday. But everybody seemed cool.
That was a fun night.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night was really good. That was a really good turnout for that show.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That was one of those crowds where you could say "Hey" and they would crack up.
Yeah.
at,
Yeah.
like, how
Yeah,
are
no,
you
that felt
guys?
good.
Yes.
hmm
Okay, so you first moved to the U.S. 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you start doing stand up in Paris or in the U.S.?
I started watching stand up in Paris, but I don't know if you know about this, but there's a lot of French people that stole bits from Americans and just translated them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, everywhere in
Doesn't
Europe, they kind of did
surprise
that.
me, though.
Well, yeah, I understand why, because stand up has been existing there for less than 20 years, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like the first comedy show, stand up, I used to go see one man show where it's just like, you don't need them to laugh. You're just doing characters and stuff. But the first stand up show I saw was 2006
Oh, shit.
or 2005. So I was 14, 15. But a lot of the material they were doing, I was like, I know that stuff. Like, it doesn't seem like it's written by a French guy in France. Because the story was like, there's no way to. I can't remember who it was, but I'm like, there's no way.
Who are you like watching and listening to?
Back then?
Yeah, like
It's just
the
a
ones
French-
where you're like, I've heard this. Who
Yeah,
did you?
his name is French guy named Thomas Sisley. And as a matter of fact, the guy who wrote for him didn't write. He just translated American, like Carlin, Seinfeld, and a bunch of stuff, and just translated, give it to him. And it was basically this guy telling everyone in Paris to do those bits. Like, they already work. We don't need you to figure out stand up right now. We need those because they just want it
They
to
just
be
want
famous.
to be like stand up be a thing. And
So,
it's
yeah,
like we're
I
gonna
feel like
fast track it.
I don't know because every beginning is weird. If you look at how America started, you're like, don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Well, that is kind of. I know that Mike Birbiglia, some of his old shows, they would in like Portugal and Spain, they would just like, but you knew it was like this is his show. It's just this guy's doing it
In Spanish,
like a tribute or a cover.
Yeah, it
like
was
a
more,
cover
yeah,
band.
just like an act.
Yeah.
Or the one man show kind of thing, playing the character.
Right.
But who are you like a fan of growing up? Was it
Louis C.K.
Okay.
and who else did I watch? Carlin, Pryor.
Nice.
But we didn't have much access to it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, because YouTube was,
Brand new in like
Yeah.
2005.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I saw them on YouTube later,
yeah?
but I definitely wanted to do that. I just can't remember. I just felt like this guy wasn't genuine when he was doing his bits. I was like, this is too rehearsed, too perfect, you know. So, yeah, I was
Nice.
curious about it. But then I came to the States and you go to the clubs. Like when I was in Philly, I would go to New York and go to the Cellar. Or in Philly, I went to Helium. And I just loved the vibe of just being in front of people, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm also a jazz musician, and I've been on stage for a while playing drums and watching the whole band because you're behind and they need you to feel good. So,
That's right.
there's a lot of comics that are like, yeah, fuck the audience, you know, you're not here to make them feel good. But as a drummer, I'm like, no, I want people to feel good so then I can do my stuff.
Damn right.
Because the drums is the worst instrument to play for people because it's not musical. It's a rhythmic instrument. So in order to make people want to hear you play drums, you got to make them
True.
like it, you know? Like a piano chord is already beautiful. You go, we go, oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Drums, you got ping.
Yeah.
People are like, yeah, we don't need to hear that.
Yeah.
So yeah, from doing both, I learned like, cool, make people like you and then do your thing.
Of
And-
course.
And I feel like in Hawaii, it was really hard to make people like you because there was nobody coming to the shows.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's up? Nobody. How you
Do
doing?
they just call you Howley, or was there like a
They
name
never
for a
called
France
me-
person in?
They never call me Howley because,
It's more like a mainland American.
yeah,
right?
I feel like it's more
Yeah.
not.
So like, do they
not
have
really,
like a word
'cause
for
they didn't even,
French?
I felt like they didn't even know what French was. You know,
Nice. I guess I that's why I heard you for free. I guess. Or
I mean, it was great
you a
because you
place.
can reinvent yourself, but also they don't have a reference. You know, I like playing with expectations, and but again, it wasn't like they would know a lot about Japanese culture and Samoan cultures, which I didn't know anything about. You know,
Mhm.
so it was good to be there and discover a different side of America too. You know.
Shit. Yeah. Did you surf?
Yeah, I tried, but I'm not good at
All right, yeah.
not good at skateboarding, snowboarding, surfing, anything where your feet are not facing where you're going. I'm not good.
Are you good
So you ski
skier?
then?
Yeah,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Rollerblading?
yeah, kind of, but I'm not that gay. My brother's great at it.
Oh, yeah.
How-
It's big in France.
Huge.
Have-
And I'm not saying gay like bad thing. You know, it's great. French people love that.
Hell, yeah. Have you been to Val d'Isere?
Ooh, Val d'Isere, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I've never been, but just there's a bunch of old iconic ski edits we used to watch. Or a lot of them are filmed at Val d'Isere.
Oh, hell yeah.
And how is it in real life?
It was
is it as
cool.
magical as it looks?
Well, I was a kid, you know, I was like 14, 15 or something like that. And then I didn't have to pay for anything. And then when I found out how much it cost to go skiing for a week, I was like, oh, cool, I'll never go back.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So it's great, but skiing costs so much. Like, I don't know, for a week, if you don't spend at least $2,000, I don't think you can really.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Little bit of a stretch there.
How often do you go back to France?
The maximum time I've spent away was like a year and a half.
Okay.
I would do a year and a half, then a month, then a year and a half, a month.
When you go back, do you just stay with friends or
Same
family?
thing. Couch
Same thing,
surfing,
couch
yeah.
surfing?
I stayed with my uncle for a bit. Now I stayed with my cousins. Next time I'm going, I'm staying at my brother's place.
Nice.
But my brother just had a baby, so I think I'm gonna go more often because I'd love to see my nephew a lot because it's my first time being an uncle.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. You have
Did you-
nephews and nieces?
I have no nephews and nieces, but I'm close with like my little cousins.
Okay, that doesn't count. What
No.
about
No. My brother's getting married soon, so maybe
Yeah.
in a little bit. But you know, we'll wait and see. I can't make them.
you? Yeah. You want to try?
With my brother.
What is girlfriend, wife?
What? Didn't think of that.
I thought
Yeah,
you said
they
I
need a
can't make them
donor.
like the kids, but you can't make
Honestly,
them
I
have
can't
kids.
just put,
Yeah, I thought you were like, I can't make kids.
Oh,
Yes,
Oh,
well,
that would
I don't
be
know
sad.
it happens.
it does.
It does. But Max really wants kids.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I'd love to have some kids.
You have a girlfriend?
No.
You need to get that first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's like, I want a headline. Do you have a tight five? Mm,
It's just like that. Yeah. Family man.
hell yeah.
Soccer fan? Did you watch the Champions League
Bro,
start? I know. Did you watch the game the other day?
yeah.
Yeah.
From Ontario, California.
Yeah, you're in Ontario.
Yeah, you know, that's
I'm
Paris team.
nice. I watched Ted Lasso. That's about the extent of my soccer knowledge.
That's good. You know what Ted Lasso is? That's good.
Yeah, thanks. It's pretty cultured.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you watch the game here?
Yeah.
What did you think?
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Or sad.
No, that second goal was fucking insane. The one
Yeah.
where he like volleyed it
Yeah.
and it like bounced off, and I was like, "Holy shit! They're already up 2-0."
Yeah, no, it was amazing.
It's just fast. They're just really good. I think they're gonna win it again. And
I hope so. But when we got to 4-0, I was like, what? Yeah, and the 5-0.
I just
we
turned
were
it
just-
off at 4-0. I was like, I don't need to
What?
watch the rest.
No, that's when it starts to be fun because, you know, no stress.
No, because I like a little bit of competition.
Yeah, but we like played it like they were not even in the final. The other team
Yeah.
felt like the first round, you know, 5-0 in the final. It's the first time ever.
I will say, I don't like keep up on soccer or anything, but when the World Cup comes around, whenever it does,
Next year.
is that next year?
2026, yeah.
I remember a few years ago. Is it every 4 years?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. There's that international sports bar right above Voodoo, or maybe it's still there. I don't know.
Oh.
But it used to be there. And
Voodoo has a soccer bar. Liga moved in below now.
well, that
I think they
then-
used to be above, but
sick. So
Keep
I went-
interrupting him.
I will.
Let's never finish that story.
yeah, every time it
Yeah.
makes the story even better for
The
like,
first time
the
I
ending. The
watched the
payoff
World
is
Cup.
going to be more and more worth it.
Yeah.
Because all I was gonna say was the energy in there. Even if you don't know the game or anything, when anything happens, it's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Just like it's shoulder to shoulder, but like no one's pissed
Mhm.
until I mean, there's a few people that are,
Yeah.
but it's unreal.
No, it's amazing.
I
It's
think
so
that
much
like
fun.
soccer is by far the most fun like professional sport to like watch with a group of fans of that sport.
Yeah.
Like all the other sports are like football fans are like crazy, and like you know the hockey is kind of similar, but like soccer, like no matter where you are in the world, like if there's a group of fans of the team that's playing, it's going to be a really fun hang. Like whereas I feel like a lot of other fandoms get a lot more rowdy and like violent.
I mean, I don't know if you saw what happened in Paris, but they burned a bunch
But I mean,
of
that's
stuff after that.
Europeans.
yeah.
In American soccer fans are like really low key guys.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Like, we're not supposed to watch this. Our wives don't know.
Yeah, they're all like, "Oh man, this is super fun," but I can't get too excited because then my therapist will say that I'm making microaggressions.
I told my wife I'm at Hetero Awesome Fest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Drink my water. Spit in it.
French it. Get
Yeah,
your tongue
French
in
it
there.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember your first joke that went well and your first joke that bombed?
I think it's the same night.
Nice.
Yeah, the first one that bombed is just because I didn't know. I think I was too stressed to even like process what was happening. I was stepping on laughs because I didn't understand the timing of it.
Mhm.
I think the first one ever, I was like, people ask me what brought me here. Long story short, a plane. And it's so bad that you're like,
Something like Leslie Nielsen or something.
you're
Yeah.
like, cool.
How'd you get here? Car.
And the first one that worked, I don't know, maybe it was in my head. I don't think I remember what it was, but I just remember people laughing and me thinking like, cool, I got 2 seconds that work.
Nice. And that was during like your first open mic or
Yeah,
whatever
first
show
open
you
mic,
did?
I felt like it was horrible and I never wanted to do it again. But then a friend sent me the footage and I was like, oh, if I keep that small part for the next time,
Mhm.
that will work. But yeah, the first time I was terrified, but the second time even more because I was like, I could do worse than before. Before I had not done anything, I was like, oh, I don't know how it feels. And then you live it and you're like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
But then the second time I was like, I remember feeling that I didn't want to do it again. So I felt like, oh shit, better be good. And it was better.
Did
Much
you
better.
start in Philly?
No, I started in Hawaii actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was awesome because you didn't have pressure there. But it feels like I started before because as a drummer, like my first open mic was in Philly, in Hawaii. But before that, I would do like a set before my concerts because I was playing shows. But it doesn't really count because even if people don't laugh, you get to play music and feel like really good after. You're like, hey, I didn't bomb. Listen.
Yeah. Like you got through it.
Yeah.
How? So
But the real like, oh, I just want to do that without faking it and hiding behind music was in Hawaii.
okay.
Yeah.
So pretty recently you started doing stand up.
That was 4 years ago.
Okay. Word.
Did you always want to do stand up or
Yeah.
were you just
I think I was
had
just choosing the easy path, going to stand up shows and then watching them and then doing a little set before playing music.
Oh, nice.
I felt like that's where I got my stage presence and confidence and blah blah blah. But then I didn't have the rhythm of stand up because I wasn't doing open mics.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you're not doing it to a comedy audience, so
No.
you're not getting the same reactions.
Exactly. So I'm used to bombing basically.
Yeah.
Jazz
That's
audiences
good.
are like, we're not here for that, but we'll listen.
Yeah, we'll be nice and nod along. Yeah.
Yeah. But then during the pandemic, my stepdad died, and I was like, I need comedy now. And I went to see a friend do an open mic, and I was like, oh, she sucks. I need to do
Still
better.
need
I
comedy.
can't do better. There's no way she has the courage to really do it, and I don't. And so she signed me up the next week. Thank you again. And and I did way worse than her. I was like, oh, I suck way more than her. That was very humbling because you're like, yeah, I'm the shit because I do that before my concerts. But then you're like, oh yeah, no, they don't like that at all.
How? So did you play in a jazz band then?
Yeah.
How many pieces?
It depended, but biggest tours I've done were like pianist, bass, trumpet, singer, and me. So 5.
Okay.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was like South America, Europe, and the States. That was great, but it never fulfilled me because that's what I've been playing drums since I was 5. And I've been filming skits with my friends at my house since I was 10 because we had a camera and we watched like, I don't know, different, what do you call them?
Like sketch comedy shows?
Yeah. And we wanted to do the same, but we didn't write.
Yeah.
Just like,
You just get on camera and
go ahead, we're doing the Lord of the Rings. Okay. What's up? Yeah, we never thought, oh, you should write.
yeah.
We just film and it's going to be fine. But no. But we learned a lot doing that. And that was super fun. And then I feel like a big part of open mics is getting your stage presence and
Totally.
being comfortable on stage. So I was already comfortable on stage because I've been on stage for a long time.
And in front of like way bigger crowds, probably with the band and stuff.
But yeah, bigger crowds, and also I felt more pressure because I was being judged by the musicians and the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're a drummer, you're like everybody's mad at you all the time.
Yeah, that
For
makes
everything.
sense.
Like
Yeah.
you were playing too fast, we're playing too fast, we're playing too slow, we're too loud, we're too this. It's always the drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you're not guilty, you're guilty.
Mm.
You guys know that, huh? Hetero Pride Month.
Amen.
Yeah.
What's the next state for you?
I don't know yet because I'm doing shows in LA and New York. I've already been there. And then Tennessee and then Atlanta.
Nice.
Memphis, Tennessee, never been.
Have you been to Tennessee before though?
Yeah, Chattanooga and Knoxville.
Nice.
Bless you.
Thanks.
Yeah. And after that, I'm going to Paris for 2 months for the summer. And then I'm going to try to hit up all... I got 15 states left.
And you said they're like all those like kind of want like Montana.
Yeah,
and-
Montana, North and South Dakota, Wyoming, Wisconsin. All the states that have people in them. Yeah.
Wisconsin will be good, probably.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody in Nebraska.
Have you been to Nebraska
No.
yet? Yeah.
Have you seen anyone?
I've never even
there?
heard of Nebraska.
Yeah, so.
Have you ever been to Sweden or met
Omaha,
anyone
right?
from Sweden?
What?
Omaha is the city in Nebraska.
I don't think so. I think that's a rumor.
Okay.
Do you know anyone from Sweden or have you ever been to Sweden?
Never been.
Not
Okay.
real, dude. It's not. We're
So you admit you have no idea what you're talking about.
Why Sweden?
It's just a kind of reoccurring. It's Sweden's not real.
That's-
for no reason. Just like
Okay.
now Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, if you're not guilty, you're guilty, sort of thing.
I mean, I had a girlfriend from Sweden.
Did you?
Yeah.
That
Okay.
sounds a lot like I have a girlfriend in Canada.
No, she's from Sweden.
You went to Canada together. 2 questions.
Uh-oh.
Can you pronounce that flaky bread that's shaped in a moon shape that you get in
Croissant?
Word?
Croissant.
Hell yeah. Second, if you had a surgeon and a chef, and the surgeon was there to cut off a little piece of you, wherever you could choose where, it's going to heal up. You're not even going to notice he took a chunk out of you. Maybe like a $50 or whatever currency you guys have, size chunk out of you. And then he gives that to the chef, and the chef cooks it up in the best way you can eat person, and also how you would like to your preference. Would you try yourself?
It's a question for you, right?
Mm.
Oh, okay.
No.
I don't think so.
Damn.
Why?
I don't
He
know.
asked
I
that
think
to everybody.
I think it's a fun conversation starter, and also a fun way to see where everyone's
It's
line
a
is.
fun way to end the conversation with a girl, for sure.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised
No, I'm not surprised at all, actually.
that it kills.
Would you try yourself? Can I?
Well, if you do,
Well,
I didn't
now.
ask you that.
Well, now I think it will work.
Bring the chef.
All right, interesting. Even if it was like really good, he
Yeah,
told
yeah.
you you had like a few weeks to maybe like have the right diet and make yourself taste like as good as you can.
No.
All right,
But thanks for asking, bro.
you're so
Appreciate it.
welcome.
I
Yeah.
also said I don't think so. So
Yeah.
it's actually more rare to hear a no than a yes.
It's medium rare.
So you're curious. I'm not saying you have to, but if the option was presented,
No, I just feel bad for you for thinking it's a question you should ask.
you don't have to feel bad for me. I've made a lot of really good friends from that question.
Really?
No,
No.
but like, what if, right?
Yeah.
It was a lot of kind of my already friends, the friends who I think have a lower social status than me. So I think they kind of agree with everything I say just to keep me to like them sort of thing.
Right.
But there's a good amount of them to really make that statistic for the yes answers.
Okay, I'll go with yes, and I would like to try my eardrums.
Eardrums.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Fried
sure.
and breaded.
That's the same thing, right?
Breaded and then fried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that because of your percussion history, or you just think eardrums?
No, just like videos of cameras going into your ear and removing stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, you want to eat that stuff?
It comes with an extra snack.
Yeah, a little
seasonings.
sauce.
Yeah, it's a little dip. I don't like videos of cameras going into
Really?
orifices. Yeah, it creeps me out. Even like when I took singing lessons and stuff, they would like show you those videos of people's throats getting scoped and stuff.
Yeah.
And it like makes me gag. And it's weird because like for some reason seeing it all working creeps me out because it just looks gross. And I'm like, that's just what I have going on in here. But if somebody like stabbed a knife or something into it, I'd be like, oh, okay, this is just like controlled chaos sort of thing. Like the knife is fucking it all up and that makes sense to me. But if I see it working naturally, I don't get it. It's just a bunch of fucking wet organs that are just.
Could you pull up a video and prove that it makes you gag?
I don't want to, but probably. Throat scope. I don't want to. You don't.
I didn't want to answer your question. I did.
What?
I didn't want to answer your question, but I did.
No, you're right. You're right. Now I have to gag.
I want to see if it's true.
I mean, it's literally like I'm just gonna like look away. Like it like makes me like uneasy to. I might gag. You want me to like try to force a gag out?
No.
Okay.
Just don't look away.
That's disgusting. Like I feel the camera going down my throat. You know, like
Yeah.
Look where he is.
You're doing good.
that guy's the one putting it down his
Yeah,
throat,
he's
right?
doing
He's
it
doing it
self-
himself.
Yeah, he's doing a self
Self-scope?
one. Yeah.
It's disgusting, dude.
Look at the tube he's in. That's his
Ugh.
trachea.
I can tell you hate it.
Am I getting more pale?
Yeah.
Dude,
Look at him looking at the
gross.
Don't look away.
I don't like that. I didn't
Don't wanna
like
do
that
that
at all. What'd you guys think of that?
That was my first open mic.
I don't get it, but
No, that was the face I made when I watched the first
that's fair.
of mine. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And people stayed.
What makes you gag? Aside from just, going to Hetero Awesome Fest or whatever.
I don't think many things.
No? Strong stomach.
People eating oysters, maybe, because I had bad time with oysters.
Really?
Yeah.
They're kind of weird.
I'm not great with oysters either, to be honest.
I like a few.
I like
But-
them when there's like a lot of like the like if I have something to wash it down with, or like there's like a sauce
Lemon.
involved,
You said
then
cock?
like cocktail sauce or
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
Like
You were like, if there's
if
a lot
there's
of
some
cock,
cock to wash it down with, then I
Yeah.
can handle an oyster.
then I
It is an
can-
aphrodisiac.
100%. Yeah.
You hear that? Awesome Fest.
We're cocking for you.
Washing down oysters with dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's move
anyways.
forward.
Anyways.
Oysters. The world is your oyster.
What are you doing in Utah?
I work for a company that puts on like cycling events,
Okay.
like the Tour de France
Nice.
kind of, but like smaller.
Yeah, the Tour de Not France.
Yeah, yeah. So we're putting on one in Utah called the Gran Fondo
Regional
National Series, and so I got to go down there and set it up and have it and everything. But I'm trying to get on some comedy shows down there too
Cool.
for the weekend.
Where?
But I was talking to the guys at Don't Tell Comedy actually about
Yeah,
doing some
Happy
of their
Valley
shows.
Comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very cool.
yeah, so I was talking to him, and I haven't heard back from him in like a week. So then I was gonna also see if I could maybe just get onto a Wise Guys showcase or something like that and drop Jen's name and see if she can get me
Yeah.
anything. I was texting her about it earlier today.
Yeah, tell the guy at Happy Valley that I sent you too.
Word. Oh,
Yeah.
well. Oh yeah.
He's really
Thanks,
cool.
dude. Yeah, I was talking to him a few weeks ago, and he told me to send him some tape, and then I did, and he never responded, and that's usually
Yeah, but
a
it's
bad
probably-
sign.
It's probably still laughing.
Yeah.
Needs some time.
True.
Oh yeah, but sometimes you have to
You got to touch people again sometimes.
follow up. Yeah, because there's so many times where I'll follow up and they're like, yeah, sorry, I didn't see it. Or
Totally.
sorry, I didn't have time.
Yeah, no, that happens a lot. And like I've learned a lot. I used to work in sales, and so like just cold calling people and stuff. And like it helps a lot for when I'm trying to like book my own shows in other cities and like not being like nervous or like afraid to like DM someone or call someone at a club and just be like, hey, like I'm coming through town. Can I do a spot? You know? And like that's how I got on some Don't Tell shows in LA and stuff a couple weeks ago. And that was huge.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep grabbing your water.
I know why, but we're not here to tell you that.
For me to know and for you to.
What where are you doing? You said you're going to LA after this? What shows are you doing?
I'm doing the Chocolate Sundays at the Laugh Factory.
Nice.
I'm a guest, obviously.
You're a feature, baby. Come on.
I mean, no, I'm a feature, but I'm a guest because it's a black show. Okay.
That was fun.
Thanks. And then New York, doing Don't Tell New Jersey and New York Comedy Club. No, Stand Up New York. My bad. Stand Up NY. Yes. And then a few shows that a friend produces in Brooklyn. And then that was your question, right?
Yeah, you're going to be in Atlanta too at some point.
Yeah, so Memphis after that, and no, Atlanta first. So June 23rd at Star Bar, which is
I know Star Bar.
Yeah,
I know the guy who runs Star Bar.
yeah, I love him.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
So great. So I'm headlining there.
Nice.
What? And the next day I'm headlining our bar.
I haven't been to our bar.
Yeah, it's a black room. That's why you haven't been, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, go check it out.
I will.
It's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, last time I went and Clayton English was headlining, and they let me do a guest spot last minute, and they asked me to headline. So I was like, oh, yeah, I'll come back.
Is Clayton English the one who owns that one club?
That specific club?
Like, no, he like started another club in Atlanta
I'm not
or
sure.
something. Okay. There's like a newer club in Atlanta that I think he owns it or something.
Okay.
But
yeah, I didn't ask him.
I go to Atlanta for work too and stuff a lot, and I did like the Limerick showcase a couple months ago, and then I'll do like the Laughing Skull open mic every now and again when I go through town. But I like Atlanta a lot. It's a fun town.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah, I would move there. I would move to Denver too. Denver is awesome. Have you been?
I've been to Denver once. I haven't been in a while though. It's been like 5 or 6 years.
Have you? Come on, Max.
Okay.
And we just end here.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, come on, let's
Get
go.
over to Denver.
Just comes back with a Nuggets jersey on.
Yeah.
I was going to one time. Our ski team qualified for their national thing up there, and was gonna go, but I was little and anything happened with my parents, and we just didn't go.
Oh, so you ski a lot?
Yeah, we both grew up skiing a ton.
Nice.
It was our identity for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of ski racing and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
What
But
did
then I
you-
got tall.
And doesn't work?
Well, long story, sort of. I got tall and I get hurt a lot now. And then I remember right around when I haven't skied in a few years, and I remember right around when I stopped, I was doing a play. It was that Christmas show I was doing, and it was very, very physical. And it was also during ski season. And I kind of had to like make a call. Like, would I rather be healthy to do this or go skiing and get hurt and not be able to do that? So haven't skied in a few years, and I feel better.
Right.
But I want to go again. I miss it.
If you could eat a ski, which part would you?
Some of the race skis have like a rubber tip on the top
You
of
would
them.
eat the rubber tip?
It seems like the most digestible, but also, carbon fiber.
No, you die right after. Like, don't worry about it. Like,
Oh.
this is your
Well, then the
last-
whole thing. I
Okay,
just
good.
munched it just to say I did.
Hell yeah.
Did you hear how he died? He ate a ski.
There you go.
I would eat a downhill ski to just like 2 feet taller than me. Just,
And he didn't even use his mouth to eat.
whoa.
Wow,
That's
happy pride.
impressive.
All right.
Yeah, dude. Fucking put a bunch of hot sauce on it and called it a day.
Mm-hmm.
What would you? Can I eat the bindings too?
I don't even know what that is. This is the thing you
The
use
part your
with your
boot
hand?
clips into on the ski.
Okay. Sure.
Cool.
What do you
There's a
call
lot
them?
of metal and bindings. That's-
Bindings.
Yeah, there's a lot of metal and stuff in there. I feel like that would also give me some
That'd be
street cred for
helpful.
eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like my eyesight would probably get better. Might be able to get married and have a niece or something, or give someone a niece, I guess.
Yeah. Give your brother's girlfriend a niece.
Yeah. Damn, girl, I'm gonna give you a niece. Where's my wife? All because I ate a ski and bindings.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ski boots don't look too bad either. Now that we're talking about it,
I do the liners.
the liners look good,
Just the liners.
depending on whose liners too.
What about the sticks?
Yeah, dude.
No.
You guys ski with that sticks?
I ski with sticks.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to not doing it though.
I used to not.
In the spring, I like going no sticks, but with short sleeves and mittens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wear mittens too.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, I know.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
mittens.
What skis would
Yeah.
you eat?
Oh,
What parts of the ski anatomy?
I don't think I would eat a ski.
Okay. What do you eat? if you're not going to try people or skis,
Yeah.
what else is there?
Anything else? I'll eat an umbrella. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
eat this rock from Mount Hood?
What is it?
It's just a lava rock from Mount Hood.
Where's it from?
Mount Hood.
Oh, what
What
kind of
is it?
rock is it?
It's a rock.
From where?
Mount Hood.
What's it made out of?
Rock. And lava.
There we go.
Yeah.
Where do you have that?
Because I like to pick up little natural souvenirs from places that I go.
Eat it.
Okay.
So I pick up like a couple lava rocks from Mount Hood. This seashell is from LA. Or no, this shell's from the Oregon coast. The dirt is from Georgia. Or maybe Alabama. I can't remember. And then the cotton is from Georgia.
And if you pour water from the Gulf of America on it, an attendee of the Hetero Awesome Fest will grow.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have this like idea for like a map. Like they could be like a coffee table, and it has like little like each state has like you put like a rock or like something that you got from that state in it, and then you like pour epoxy over it, and then it's like a coffee table, but it has like filled like kind of like the old quarter maps.
Yeah.
That's fun.
No, it's not. But yeah.
Yeah, it is, dude. That's sick. You get to take something from every state and then pour glue on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
really cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's all men want.
I want to cement things in history by pouring resin over them. That's dope. And if I could put a newspaper and a coffee on it, fuck. Anyways,
You're doing that on purpose.
No. Yes.
Nice. When do we start recording? We rehearsed. It's good.
yeah, I think
Yeah, that was a
we're
nice
flowing now. Welcome,
So your
Zach.
show yesterday was the 6 months of the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What were you doing before, like 6 months ago?
I wasn't hosting a mic 6 months ago.
What made you make that
They
great
were like
business decision?
they were advertising that they were starting a mic, and I was like, I was wanting to host one again because I had hosted one before, and I just DM'd them and I was like, do you guys need a host? And they were like, yes. And I was like, can we do this on Mondays? And they were like, yes. And I was like, sick.
So it's every Monday.
Yeah, every Monday.
And how's that going?
It goes well. It goes well.
Going fun.
Yeah, it's been really strong actually. We have a good regular crowd of like 6 or 7 people that come like every week, which is pretty good, and just audience members. And then we'll have like 15 to 20 comics usually that sign up.
How many comics live in Boise?
There's probably 30 people on the open mic circuit, and then there's probably another 5 people that don't do open mics but are still comics.
Right.
So like 35-ish in the area, I would say.
Were you here when Casey Rocket lived here?
A little bit.
So a little bit. I actually was supposed to open for Casey Rocket when he like came back to headline before he got on to Kill Tony.
Yeah.
Like he came back like 2 months after he moved to Austin and like headlined at Voodoo actually.
Nice.
And I was supposed to open for him, and I had to go to my cousin's wedding, so I didn't get to. And then he got really famous like a month later. I was like, I missed my shot.
But you know him.
Cousin's divorced.
I don't know him very well.
Okay.
I was like just booked on that show by like someone who thought that like my style complemented his.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the older people in the scene, like Tanya, the older lady who was on the show last night, she knows Casey really well. They were really close. I think LJ and Casey were pretty tight, and like Brett, and like Ian and those guys, probably Nate, but Nate's not here anymore.
He's still alive.
He's still alive. He's just not
here.
Not in Boise.
He's upstairs.
I would say most like the people that were like heavily involved in the scene while Casey was here are no longer heavily involved in the scene.
So
at least like
they moved or they stopped?
they either moved or they like are focused on like producing different shows and not just like in the mic scene as much anymore. A lot of people have moved. And like some people just like don't do open mics.
Right.
Is kind of the other thing. But like there was Boise's had like in the last 2 to 3 years since COVID, like we went from not having any mics at all to like now there's one almost every day of the week, which is really good for like how small the community is, you know? But like I have spent a lot of time in the Portland scene and stuff, and like they have 5 or 6 mics every day, you know? Like, so I think like if we get to a point where there's like 2 every day and like showcases happening like Wednesdays through Saturdays, then that would be kind of, we just need to get to a point where like local comics can make money. Like and live off of comedy, and like we can be more feasible to bring people in and like pay for it with shows and stuff. And I think a lot of that is just building the market and like building consistent advertising and branding for it, right? And like it right now, the Lounge at the End of the Universe is the club in town, right? And like they're the only ones who are bringing in consistent like headliners, other than Mad Sweet brings in some like every other week basically, and we'll have some local headliners, but they're not like a true comedy club, and they don't have a liquor license. And that's the other like big issue.
Mad Sweet?
Yeah.
Really?
They only have beer and wine.
Oh.
And so that's the other big issue with Idaho is our liquor license distribution is by the Idaho State Police. And
Fun.
Yeah, and it's limited.
Hetero state police.
Yes. And it's limited by population. So there's only a certain number of liquor licenses that can exist in a given like township at one time, and they're really expensive, and they're no longer like transferable. So you used to be able to like lease them, and now you can't.
Wow.
But they cost like $250,000.
Yeah.
And so it's just like to make a comedy show like really profitable, you basically need liquor sales, because beer sales just don't really cut it. And I think that's like a big reason why we just haven't seen like any of the, like Helium was talking about bringing a club here, and then Wise Guys was also talking about bringing a club here, and I know they were like in a lease battle with like one bar for a little while, and it ended up like just being too much work to get the liquor license and everything set up. And so that's where the Lounge has like the market cornered, is they have their liquor license, they have comedy only branding, where like they are like, you know, positioning themselves as a comedy venue and club, where no one else is like just doing that, you know? Like everyone else is like, oh, we have music and comedy and like different types of shows all the time, and it's like, whereas at the Lounge, they're like, we're a comedy club and we're doing comedy shows, but they don't have like an open mic or anything right now.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I think Boise's in like a good position to explode for comedy.
Yeah.
You just have to know like how to advertise it.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the vibe yesterday. It was awesome.
Yeah. People here are really good audiences. And that's like one thing that I've noticed kind of consistently in the last 2 years of like traveling more and doing open mics in other cities, is that our open mic crowds of audience is like the best of the best. Like we actually get real audience members in our open mics, and like even the ones that aren't at like a club or whatever, right? Whereas like if you go to LA or like Portland or like Atlanta, like open mics are going to be all comedians in the audience. None of them are going to be listening.
I mean, that's what I thought yesterday was going to be, and it wasn't like that. Even Matt Sweet, I went there earlier.
Yeah.
It was really fun too.
Yeah.
Not many people, maybe 15, 20 people.
That's a good crowd for over there.
13 comics.
Yeah.
But the vibe was good.
Yeah.
You know, in LA, the vibe is not good because everybody wants to make it.
Mm-hmm.
But when there's no pressure to make it, everybody's like, cool, we're just here to be funny.
Yeah, totally.
And can you be the funniest on this show? And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, yeah, I got more followers than you, and I'm here to be famous. Nobody cares.
Yeah, that was definitely something that I noticed in LA and like on every lineup I was on, I had like the least amount of followers and shit. And I would go in and I like felt like less than everybody else, you know?
Sure.
Like, but after talking to some of the guys, like some of the New York guys, you know, they were like, dude, like you're funny. Like that's what matters, you know?
Yeah. To a certain extent, yes. But then after a while, you need followers to get booked.
Exactly.
And that's,
yeah.
There's no escaping it now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, and I've had friends where like their following has like built their career. Like they got online, like they went viral, got 100,000 followers, and then started doing stand up.
yeah.
And like started getting booked on so many shows, you know, like immediately. And it's like, but
it will help you get booked on shows, but if you're not good, you're not getting booked again.
Exactly. And so like it took her a while to like kind of figure that out, you know, where she was like not doing mics for a long time, and then she did like spent a year like hitting all the mics and stuff, and you know, getting good.
I mean, I did a show with I was on a show in New York with a girl who has 1.1 million followers.
Jesus
But
Christ.
she just started stand up.
Yeah.
Guess how she got her followers? That's right, she showed her pussy. And sorry, you know what pussy is?
Kinda. I've heard about as much as I know about Nebraska.
Let me show you.
Okay.
Boom, just looked at me. That's good. It's a pussy right there. See?
I can
Self-deprecation.
tell you're from France, dude. This is some highbrow shit, man. When you take mushrooms, do you say you're French fried?
Ooh. I didn't think about it.
But now you will.
Now I can only think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Next time you take shrooms, you're going to look in the mirror and just see like a large McDonald's fry looking back at you.
Why McDonald's? Why does it have to be American?
That's where French fries come from.
McDonald's?
Yeah, in Iowa.
Yeah. That's
They invented them.
okay.
We invented French fries.
This is Idaho,
Yeah.
not Iowa.
Yeah, it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that girl that has 1.1 million followers, she'd be like, "Yeah, come see my show," and then people will be disappointed. You know?
Yeah, yeah,
Still
yeah.
had the boner, but
Yeah.
like you know,
Sick.
yeah. But it was weird to see her
Clothed.
uncomfortable with something in there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Going from getting a
Because
million
her armpits
followers
weren't
to be
hairy
like,
or something. Is that what
Was that?
Because her armpits weren't hairy or something, and you were
No, it was just
ranch.
So was the audience just full of like her fans?
no, nobody came to see her. I think. I mean, they came, but
Yeah,
not to see her.
Nice.
No, it's
You want to
just
shout her out?
yes. Shout out.
Sure do. No, I'll do some deep diving. I'll find her. Don't worry.
I don't think you will.
When you said 1.1 million, I already knew who it was. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I know them all by their follower count.
Hell yeah. Let me see if she still has 1.1.
No, it's actually at 1.2 now.
Oh, SOS, no service here.
Yeah, that's intentional.
That's the basement.
Hell yeah.
But we're about at our time limit here. I gotta get skedaddling here in a little. But
Oh
do you
man, I was just starting to almost start having fun.
I know, I could tell. But
So close.
yeah, we're just like the people at that Instagram person's show.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for
no one gets to come, but everyone came.
I came.
Yeah, it's
I came twice.
fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. Thanks for the energy, guys. That was yeah.
Yeah, real high energy
Yeah.
pod today.
Yeah. It was like, whoa.
You got any other jabs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want more?
I mean,
Fuck yeah. No, it was cool,
are we
man.
gonna like kiss or something? Or the tension is thick.
I could
It's not
cut it.
attention.
Oh, it's not attention.
No, it was cool. Thank you for
No, yeah.
not killing me.
Yeah,
You're
for
so
sure. I
welcome.
mean, we're not
Doesn't happen
quite
a
done
lot
yet. Thanks for coming.
But
Yeah.
in all seriousness, great set yesterday. It was great
Hey,
meeting you.
thank you so much.
And yeah, thanks for coming. You want to say any last little things while I slowly turn everything off?
Did you just start a podcast?
I mean, I just recorded one.
Mm-hmm. And you posted it on
I
YouTube.
posted it.